And still in politics, former President John Dramani Mahama has shared a personal story on his participation in the 24-hour shift in his formative years as a worker on his father's rice farm. The NDC flag bearer details how his engagement as a factory hand is driving his campaign promise of a 24-hour economy. Nana Yaojima monitored that conversation on a radio station in Bodi as part of the NDC's Building Ghana tour to the Western North region.
The National Democratic Congress continues to preach its 24-hour economy ideals, which was tagged the three-shift system in its 2020 manifesto. Flag bearer John Mahama, speaking on Akwaba FM in Seshibodi, detailed his involvement in such a system years ago.
Abraham Yabofra, my papa no a rice farmer.
When I was a kid, my father was a rice farmer and owned a rice milling plant as well. Whenever we were on vacation, we worked as laborers on the mill. He didn't want us to loiter in the house. We worked as laborers and received salaries. We were running a shift system. You work on a day shift for a week and take the night shift for the other week. We were on rotation. Despite the criticism the policy has received, it remains top of the campaign message of the party. In a response to critics, the former president admitted some institutions are already practicing the policy, but says there is need to improve conditions for others to follow. Many fear of robbery attacks in the evenings, so we will have to improve security for the purpose. A lot of young people will be recruited by the security agencies. Some institutions want tax incentives to enable them engage in the system, so we will consider all of that. What I say as an incentive, say almost on befa emabunu ejumani akahon. According to John Mahama, though the ports are running a 24-hour system, it is ineffective since other allied services are not tagging along.
24 hours. And I do ship to me bam more offload this ship no. And so bank pond 5.
The harbour operates 24 hours. They offload ships at dawn, but customs and banks do not work at night. So importers are unable to offload their goods on weekends and nights. Why can't the allied services operate at night too?
Weekends.
For Joy News, Nana Yaojima, Western North Region.
Well, let's get a bit of an update on the tour, the Building Ghana tour being spearheaded by the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama. Joining us now is Nana Yaojima, who's been with the former president all throughout the tour. And Nana, bring us up to speed with where you are first of all and what's been happening all day.
So today we are in the Western region, Takoradi to be precise. Today is a transit day into the Western region. From the Western North, we set off yesterday to the Western region. So presently we are in the Western region. It's a day of rest for all of us. Tomorrow the tour of the Western region will start, and the former president or the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress will once again start touring various parts of the Western region. As usual, it will be dominated by town hall meetings. He will be meeting some interest groups and other people within Western region to take the concerns of people. And these concerns, according to the National Democratic Congress, will feed into the NDC manifesto for election 2024.
Touch on some of the topical issues coming up. For instance, there's been talking about this 24-hour economy, and which he's now sharing a personal account of how that changed his life, in the very formative years of his, life. Let's talk about how that is also simmering down within the Western North region and how people are receptive towards that message.
Well, every point that the former president or the flag bearer of the NDC has visited, the 24-hour economy has come up strongly. In the Western North region, same was experienced in the place. Every traditional authority that the former president visits will touch on the 24-hour economy, and I'm getting a sense that it's one policy that a lot of people are buying into it, and the NDC in the Western North region are trying their best to also sell this particular policy of the NDC. According to the people, they believe that this particular policy will be a game changer, and the former president John Mahama himself shares similar sentiments. That is why every community or every town hall meeting that he attends on this tour, he makes sure that he lets the people understand the 24-hour economy. And according to him, the policy is still on the drawing board. They are trying to fine-tune it and see how best it can be implemented so that it will be a game changer when it comes to the employment situation in the country. Also, on the 24-hour economy or on the policies for economic transformation, the former president John Mahama in the Western North region, real to be precise, he said that there are other policies that the NDC will try to roll out to ensure that there is economic transformation, and the 24-hour economy is just a tip of the iceberg, as he did put it when he met some party executives in the Western North region of the country. So it's expected that as we go along, other policies will start to unfold. One other policy that is coming up strongly is a policy that will ensure that teachers and other people in other sectors of the economy are able to get a housing scheme. What he's saying is that already teachers and some groupings already have some housing schemes, and what the NDC government, if possible, or if they are elected into office, will do is that the NDC government will invest in these schemes to ensure that it opens up to benefit a lot of people in various groupings or in various professions. So this is also unfolding, and he continued to explain how the NDC intends to introduce an affordable housing system for the people in various parts of the country. Also, the Western North region is an area that cocoa cultivation is very key to the people. It's one of the central points of the economy in the Western North area, and he has been promising the people of a cocoa processing factory. What he is saying is that the country has continuously dependent on this cocoa in their raw state. Whenever there is harvest of cocoa, it is sold to the foreign market raw. Now what he wants to do is that there should be value addition. He has been also talking about value addition in the agri sector in various areas, and depending on the area that he visits, the major crop that is grown there, he proposes a factory for them. For instance, at Fetenta in parts of the Bunu region, John Mahama said that there is need to build a tomato processing factory. Here in the Western North region, he also promised a cocoa processing factory, and he believes that if the country should change from export of raw materials to processed goods, more money will be made to help boost the economy. So these are some of the key areas of the economy that the former president continued to touch on. For instance, in the Western North region, he also promised to invest heavily in roads in the area because it's a major area for cocoa growing, and therefore if the cocoa that is grown and cultivated in this area can be cut to the market centers or to the areas where it is needed, there's the need to create very good transport system for these areas. According to him, he started the Cocoa Road policy, but unfortunately, after the NPP government took over from him, they've mismanaged the Cocoa Road policy. So when he is voted once again into power, he will ensure that all these are fine-tuned and also rolled out again to benefit the various areas of the economy or the various areas in the country.
So let's wrap up by talking about the Western region, which the former president is moving into now. What are we to expect?
So it's expected that he will be meeting some groupings within the Western region, and as usual, traditional authorities who also form part of his visit. He will pay courtesy call to some traditional authorities within the Western region, and after that he will ensure that he will continue engagement with the public through town hall meetings, and people in this area will come out with peculiar challenges, especially economic groupings. People in different professions will be given the opportunity to talk to the NDC Building Ghana campaign, and these concerns will be put in the NDC manifesto. Solutions should be preferred to these concerns that are raised in the 2024 manifesto of the National Democratic Congress. So in the next 2 days, that's Saturday and Sunday, the tour will continue. John Mahama will be in the Western region, touring various parts of the Western region, and the phase 2 will be concluded in the central region of the country.
Nana Ajima giving us the latest from the Western North region. This is your election headquarters. And